A story of self-discovery that echoes from times upon desert sands. In this Fable flashback, we follow a young Parable picking up right where we left him following Wish Hunter Session 0, Falling. This is a Wish Hunter Fable flashback, The Sands of Faber. And this is me, your DM, Robert Whitehead. And with me, as always, is my lovely table of friends and family here. We, of course, have George.
Hey, it's G playing Parable. Apparently starting out falling.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a spoiler there, but I mean, you already had made the decision.
Yeah.
You know, I got to throw the consequence at you, right? If we're going to flashback.
I'll hold my optimism. I'm falling forward.
Falling forward.
I'm continuing.
Okay. Is he there? Are we there?
No,
I
haven't.
I thought we were rewinding in character.
Yeah, no, I don't even know that about myself yet. I am definitely going to be more anxious for formal Parable than everyone's.
Definitely unsure if I am continuing as you plummet. But we'll learn more about that plummeting. Parable, I'm very excited.
I'm not plummeting. I don't know what you're talking about. No, wind rushing past my face.
That seems a little bit more appropriate. Denial after such a massive decision. That sounds about right, Parable. Welcome to the table. And of course, next up we have Maya.
Hey, it's Maya. You can call me Maya. I will be playing a friend that Parable meets along the way, and you're just going to have to find out more later.
You are right. And his decision will start a journey that will take him through forgotten places, across an impossible desert, to the edge of fate itself, perhaps, and beyond. But before we get to the rest of that, we got to get to the last of our table. Savannah.
Sav here. I'm looking forward to stepping into this new character so that Parable can find some guidance or some hindrance. TBD.
You're going to be mean to me.
I don't want to. Savannah doesn't want to.
He's such a little guy.
We'll see.
Oh, boy.
Parable definitely faced many friends and foes along the way. We'll have to see if whether you were an obstacle to him or an ally. And I'm excited to see which, but I will mention one thing about our adventure. We are doing character stat blocks that, again, are for a fateful adventure. And so don't at me. Our characters have abilities and they will be able to flavor them for the reason why they might happen. And I think for some, they'll make sense. And others, like I said, they're fateful. Don't at me. Anyways, let's get on with it.
Sorry to interrupt your programming.
Don't fucking come for me.
Have you ever heard of fun?
Try to have some.
I'm going to put that on a t-shirt.
Have you ever heard of fun?
Don't fucking at me.
Before we get to other characters that might be here, we really just have one to start. We have to figure out how that resolved. And I think there is a perfect place to drop into a little description of what's going on for Parable. Parable, you are falling. The world spirals around you, no sky, no ground, only a vast circular chamber stretching endlessly above and below. Shelves curve along the walls at times, packed not with just books and scrolls, but with tablets of ancient stone. Crystalline harmonics humming with lost voices, ink suspended in liquid-filled globes. Wooden rings carved with intricate symbols, and more. At times, paper-winged constructs flutter past, whispering forgotten riddles before vanishing into the depths. At other times, it is more maddening, as not even your senses can fully grasp the fall that you are plummeting through. It has been much too long. You've been falling for some time. Long enough, at least, for the weight of your decision to settle in. What do you do?
It's a lot colder than I thought it would be. I thought this would be over soon, whether I died or I could go somewhere. I mean, and I didn't know there were so many things that are. I thought there were books down here, but I've only been as far as the stone. I didn't. And he's just flooded with the stimuli of everything that's going around him, the wind rushing past him. I think he's like clutching at his book at his chest, and he's like, Brick, where are you? And can I roll to see if I see Brick?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a perception check. It has been quite some time, and I think it's gotten it got dark pretty immediately, but at times there were sources of light, like little bits of glowing crystal from the wall and other arcane or oddly mundane sources as you pass down throughout the well. So it's become much more natural the deeper and deeper you get. Let's see a perception check if I can tell you any more besides the rough stone that you kind of have the vaguest sense of as you fall.
Yeah, I did. I think I did skip how tightly shut my eyes are, and as if
Okay,
nothing
yet.
Yeah. I think the initial. I really skipped over. I think the initial shock of like almost out of reverence, like so you're falling, and as if you don't want to open your eyes out of like maybe somebody surprising you or something. That slow like one eye open to check. You're like, wait, why am I still falling? Type of feeling, but. Almost wanting to hold that body position and that expression because, it feels disrespectful to what you're doing almost to look around. But as I do, I think I start to notice those things and try to find Brick. 7.
Not enough to know where Brick is at. It's been long enough where at first he was fluttering next to you for a while, and he typically glows with a subtle sense of arcane energy as he kind of floats by your side. But as he fell deeper and deeper with that check, you did at least notice before you lost sight of him that he was starting to lose a consistent glow and was more and more flickering as he fell. And again, it's been so long and things have gotten weird as you've fallen. At times it felt like your very being was stretched to the extent of itself and then snapped back in. At others, it felt like the flash of the hottest heat and a flash of the hottest cold. And throughout all of that, you think you grabbed him, but you've gone near numb at this point with the rush of the wind and the cold that has become at least if not friendly, a familiar constant within the past few hours. And as you fall, you are unable to tell where you hold Brick. It's hard to even feel your fingertips at this point.
Yeah, I'm imagining a slow eye opening after really slowly rotating in the shape that I was, which is probably about good position. And
little levity there.
Right, but as I open my eyes, I think there's a want to look around, what sends me into a tumble, which is kind of keeps me from accurately identifying anything. But I see that blinking, and I feel that I don't have Brick with me more than anything, which makes me clutch the good book closer and hope that in everything that I've read of falling, that things are supposed to fall at the same rate. Why am I so far away from him? And almost feels like he's accelerating away from one of his last friends.
I think as you have that feeling, give me a dexterity saving throw here.
17.
17 is more than enough to, as you open your eyes, notice the many oddities that you fall past. I would ask you to describe what you so narrowly dodge. At some point you had your eyes open and saw like some of the few things that I described, but this has been a long drop. There's more. I don't have the time to list the number of types of information stored in interesting ways.
Yeah.
What do you very narrowly bash yourself into, but skillfully enough dodge out of the way?
Yeah, I think I am imagining things stored and information stored in glass and light, crystal, rock grown almost in certain ways, wood carved elaborately with just floating in space, and maybe just how it's designed interlockingly describes something that we don't know. But I think what really I dodge is I'm imagining almost like a malfunction in one of these information devices, and it's like stalactited across the entire well to the other side. So there's basically like a beam of information material.
Cool.
That I'm like, what is that? As I'm falling,
you can see almost a corrupted aspect of crystalline circuitry that seems naturally grown, but becomes geometric at a point where the natural shape seems to store the information. You can almost hear it humming to you naturally, but as you near this part that becomes oddly and overly geometric, that spikes out into the middle of this ever narrowing circular well, you are just able to dodge out of the way, and you feel the echo of information twisted, as if a corrupted entity lived within that and had been spawned by that information long gone to secret and unused.
I love that. I'm imagining like, two books open on the either side of the well with geometric branches of energy growing out of them, and almost
two
like
ideas trying to meet and build something new at the
but they
bottom of
haven't
as well.
they haven't met in the middle, so like I fall almost right through the little circle of the mist shaking hands in the middle, and I pass through. Can I roll if I see anything on them, or do I notice anything as I pass the
just out of like all the information that you pass? Like,
if this seems like information out in the open, is there anything that I can glean as I'm passing through?
This seems like most of the information is old enough or odd enough. I would say it would take a long time to ascertain its meaning, albeit there are some types that you pass that seem technologically advanced enough or magically enhanced enough to pass along their meaning. I would again ask you, what is one type of category of information that Parable would be looking for? What would draw his attention mentally?
I think I noticed the material of like where the two branches are meeting, and I'm like, that stone, it looks like brick.
Nice. Okay, cool. Absolutely. As you see where the two branches are meeting, as you just dodge out of the way, you're looking up on your back, the wind is rushing past, and you see that at the end of the corruption and between where those two bits of knowledge are trying to branch, they're creating something just like, very give me a roll here to see if you can fully ascertain, but you do sense an odd similarity to brick as you fall.
It's a brick generator. So 13.
Yeah, enough to notice that it is a specific thing that looks different than these two sources of information ideas trying to connect within the well, like two neurons trying to snap together and form. You see that thing that exists at the center, first of all, does bear a striking similarity to brick and has the same kind of arcane runes, these words that don't really match up with any sort of specific language. They just seem to be natural symbols representing intention and will. These symbols you can see in this moment represent the binding, I guess, of two ideas, just how this stone seemed to be so powerfully activated by your binding to the count and the strength of your oath. Brick might be a natural forming of a binding. And I think a future Parable and other wish hunters of the third well might also know what it's like to see a binding stone created out of the want for two things to connect. In this case, two very natural, lost secret, lore-ridden ideas within this well. But in Parable's case, oaths. And for now, he is unsure where Brick is as he falls. And you are starting to notice that the walls are continuing to narrow at this point.
As we pass, it's weird to be able to have time to contemplate as you're falling. And there's this feverish sweat that's building on his skin, which is only making him colder. And he seems to look to the left and see fact and fiction on the right, meeting in the middle of ideas of truth and oath. And something kind of sparks in his imagination of like, I did this on purpose. And he kind of is fully recognizing his choice to jump. I think he didn't expect to have enough time to reconcile that decision.
As soon as you feel that reconciliation, you see that there is a bottom and it is coming up fast. What do? You have about 2 rounds. You're, i.e., about 1,000 feet. And with that perception check is what allows you to see that, like, it does seem to be a bottom as it is approaching.
Everything fast.
As Parable's falling and noticing the ground get closer, and he's coming to his senses of survival, which was not prevalent in his brain as he jumped off the ledge at the top of the book well, did not expect to reach down here consciously. and he is going to look to. He's going to start shaping his body in the fall because he's gotten really familiar with these winds passing him. But he takes his numb limbs and stretches shakingly outside and says, "Come on!" And he starts trying to drift towards one of the walls.
In this moment, I think as you make a decision and a plan, you hit that 500 feet mark. As give me an acrobatics check to see how well you position your body. At the same time that you're making this maneuver, you hear two voices of advice. It's hard to tell if they're even talking to you. They're just like voices that pop into your head of a way that might benefit you in this scenario as to help or prevent your fall.
How sticky are your fingers feeling?
What? My fingers are not. Who said that?
The wind will always billow in the right direction.
What is going on with my mind? I'm losing my mind and I'm about to hit the ground. The wind, sticky fingers. Sticky fingers. And he's going to pull out his pen blade and he's going to try to jab it into the wall to slow his descent because I think he's going to hope that whatever he jams his pen blade into is going to be not stone, hopefully.
Has Parable ever shaped this pen blade? Because I would imagine that this came as a gift from the Count. Has Parable ever been actually allowed to use it in sword form?
I don't think he knows it's a sword, actually. I think that's a good point. I think he pulls out the sharpest, strongest object he has on his vicinity to stab into the wall to try to slow his descent.
Young Parable doesn't have a pen blade. Interesting. So as you reach to pull something out, you do indeed at first pull out a pen and realize, oh God, this is the sharpest thing that you have. And from your pocket, you pull it and see it, hope fades, you stab forward and a gleaming blade appears. One that Parable comes to know intimately.
Yes, much better than a finger.
What? I think I see the blade for just a split second, and almost honestly, I don't believe it for a moment. I knew there was something special about the pen, but I didn't know what it was, and I think I see it extend and then disappear into what it stabs into. So I just am holding the pen almost like suspended against the material I've stabbed into, and I hold on for dear fucking life.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Let the wind fill your sails and follow the gale.
Blowing straight down.
Billowing as best as you can.
Yeah.
And I'll give you advantage with that acrobatics check and also give you a strength check for that second turn as you fall to better stop your descent.
Cool. 13.
13 is going to save here as you are able to position your body in a way to
just enough,
like that one weird wispy voice said, billow with the wind. I don't know, what was it? Do you want to?
The wind will billow in the right direction or something.
Exactly.
I kind of
cryptic and helpful at the same time.
I think it makes me think of the good book, and I have it clutched to my chest, but I grab it desperately with both hands to get to the side of the wall before we get to the pen blade, and I lift it above my head and I angle it like a rudder, trying to fall and pass the wind to move me towards the wall.
Oh, lovely. I love what those sound like.
At first you think you might be able to open it and open its binding, but it still seems to refuse your attempts to open if you've made any.
Oh, come on. And I just turn it sideways and I hold it with its binding closed and hope it's enough.
Yes, and as you slice through the wind with the good book unbonded and closed, you successfully angle yourself to kind of slow yourself in the air to make sure that you're not taking any damage as you stab into the wall. Let's see the strength check that I will also allow with advantage due to the help.
That'd be a nat 20.
What does this look like? As again, regardless of Parable's fantastic talent now, was there a past besides his youth where before he met the Count Chance where he's acted physically, athletically, had to save himself in such a way?
Honestly, it's a lot smaller and softer than I think he remembers reaching up for his mom's hand. I think there's a lot of purposefulness in it, and it's a eyes closed motion, so he brings the good book back down to his chest reaches for the pen, and I think it is stone that he stabs into.
Fan-fucking-tastic. As you do not realize or understand your own strength as you stab through stone itself to slow your descent.
I think I just clicked the pen. I don't think I actually make a stabbing motion. I think I just click the pen with the nat 20. I think there's
So
intuition there then. Yeah.
So cool. Parable, I would love to say that was success, that you landed softly. But Parable, you feared falls for a reason. And the max falling damage is typically 20d6. With that help, you are able to have that to 10d6. But I will still be rolling that for falling damage as you can describe to me what it looks like as you do, against all odds, slow a descent that seemed unslowable in a way that allows you survivability at the end of this.
I think I stab at my blade into something that feels like lava rock, and I just see a glowing slice down that rock, and it actually slows me almost to a stop, and then it breaks and there's no more wall. I almost imagine like an opening into a cavern.
It is such a cavernous opening that it would be an insanely athletic feat to try to climb what you fall into back out, and it is that opening and underhang that makes it so difficult as you fully fall.
I feel like the wall turns into a ceiling, and I see the last of the stone break, maybe even the glowing line of the cut, and I just start falling again, and then my stomach catches again. I go, and it's set right back into losing the stomach.
Insane. Okay, let's see. We rolling a little high. That is going to be 34 damage.
Oh, jeez.
Could have been worse.
All right.
Parable, I'll describe what you fall into, which is surrounding you, these vast circular walls of the bookwell rise beyond sight, and as you look up, the dust kind of settles around you, whether dust or sand, as it just seems to be the degradation of thousands of scraps of parchment, and intermixed with, again, oddities of all kinds of different ways of keeping information, knotted strings, musical instruments that seem meant to be played that you can't figure out quite how, as you see just oddities around the entire room.
What does my fall look like?
Your fall, I think, looks like
what does hitting the ground look like?
I would imagine that it's ugly, because it's like it's 100-foot fall from the top of a cavern where grace is lost. At that height, no body position looks graceful, as you just have to deal with the crunch of...
I think I bounce. I think I honestly, I'm sprawling after the sword breaks. I'm gripping the pen in the book, but I'm just spinning. And I think that I hit the ground on my back. I bounce and roll, and I'm face down at first, and just breathing as like...
The parchment
and
pieces falling around you.
Like
you fell into a down pillow and...
Yeah, I only noticed the parchment because it ploofs around me like that. That's brilliant. Yeah, I really feel an aura of... Because I've heard paper so much. I just hear it as I'm breathing this dust and mold into my breath, but trying to take the deepest breaths that I can.
With that nat 20, you survived that much better than you could have, and I will further describe what you see around you. Even the stone and the crystal and the odd materials that surround you and make up this well are carved, whether it be weathered bone or gleaming crystal or ancient metal, or even at times fused within like panes of fractured glass, these running scenes. You've never seen light images move in such a way, as if magic captured within glass. Each medium holds a tale, some never finished, some never told. The air tastes of parchment and sand, and at the center of this vast chamber of lost wisdom, atop a mountain of half-written scraps, a lone figure sits. His ankles are bound by golden chains, their links emblazoned with the mark of a coin. His presence, like the well itself, feels ancient. Do you hear that, Shy? He nods. I thought so too. It sounded important. As he has, of course, heard this collapse, this odd figure, as he turns and looks to you, Parable. This figure turns to you, and you see a young human of similar years. It's still, he feels ancient somehow. No, I don't think we should say anything yet. He's still listening to the drips. And you can see now that there's part of a well you haven't noticed, which are at the very edges, as if collecting moisture out of the air, but it's not water. It's like this glimmering energy at the edge of the well that's kind of trails around in a little stream at the very edge and seems to drip upward for a moment. You see it, and then it just kind of disappears out of reality. They don't fly up and out of the well. It's just kind of like...
It's not even straight up. It's like up and out.
Yeah, it's like just of their own accord, just this little stream that seems to be sending out little bits of magical essence that you can't really ascertain what, but you can tell that he's right. They kind of entranced you for a moment. You've been sitting here stunned for longer than you would care to admit. As he says, those kept our attention too when we were down here first, when we were new to the well. Give him time.
I think Parable's eyes are still closed. He's laying on his stomach after taking the fall, and he first smells more moisture than he expected. He's noticing, like, as it, with the rain, with water dripping upwards, I'm almost imagining fog around, like clouds.
It does give you an odd sense of mist that starts to build at the very bottom of the well.
And I think I kind of try to, the first thing that makes me want to stand up is maybe that the air's a little bit drier, a little bit higher up off of the ground. And I pick my head up slightly and kind of open my eyes subtly, and I first go to where my ear's been hearing, which are these drips. And I think I don't even really recognize the talking at first. I think it's weird to hear rain not falling straight down. It's like such a specific pattern that my ear was used to, and to hear it kind of sporadically dripping off in these directions would make Parable kind of psychedelically engaged. I think he'd be just in pain and listening to, like, trying to get a gauge with his ears where he is, and didn't even hear the voices. As Parable is listening, he finally turns his gaze downward, and one of the scraps of paper that falls in front of him is just a torn corner that says, "At the bottom of the well, just over there." And he looks up.
As you look up, you hear and see this figure for the first time, again as if speaking to someone who is not there that you can see. And he says, "But if we don't speak, how we know we're real?" That's a good point. Maybe he believes enough. Then he, again, louder as he hesitates in that moment. "Maybe if he believes enough, we will be." And the echo returns from the well. "If he believes enough, we will be." He looks at you and he says, "You can call me twice. You can call me twice."
I think Parable still thinks that he's hearing voices, even though he's looking at an image of someone, and is like, "Oh man, these voices in my head, they're speaking more than once, and they're calling themselves things. Oh."
The echo says, "Twice, twice, twice."
What? Oh my God. There's someone else down here. Where's Brick? Where is?
Take your time. It takes a while to get used to it. It's an odd sense of existence in this place. You're not actually walking right now. It's more of like it's hard to explain, and like I said, take your time.
Parable sees two beings in front of him.
You see just one.
Just one.
The echo speaks.
Okay.
The echo that speaks is what seems to be the echo of the well.
I think Parable looks around, regrasps his bearings. He tries to stand up. Honestly, can I roll to see if I can stand up?
Give me a Constitution saving throw to see if you can stand of your own attempt. But as you go to struggle, he says, "I'd help," and then shakes the chain as you hear way too many links beneath.
Oh, like in the end of the cavern, like a depth of the chain.
Into the cavern, because he sits atop of a massive pile of scraps, and you can see like some of them are written in languages that you recognize, other older than you could possibly know. Scraps of stories, as he says, "I would help, but I'm preoccupied, and I also, if I don't pay attention to her. Yes, I'm listening. Shy, don't go away. He looks to you and he says, sorry, I have a friend, and if I stop thinking about her, she disappears, and she doesn't like that, so.
Parable's gonna try to stand up, and a 20, dirty 20. I think Parable actually then stands up quickly through the pain, sucks in his breath because he's accustomed to it, and takes a almost stoic stance and introduces himself. I'm Parable. It's nice to meet you, sir. What is your name?
I had a name before. I think it was Altavian, but my friends called me twice.
I like to think Altavian. Those names sound familiar, but I'm sorry. I'm just I think I took quite a fall. Are you talking to someone?
Just my friend. Her name is Shy. She wouldn't mind me speaking of you. It's just her name, and like I said, if I don't think of her, she disappears, so she doesn't quite like that, and I like to speak to her as often as I can.
Parable, being kind of accustomed to imaginary friends, turns to Twice's side, just to the left, and says, it's nice to meet you, Shy. And he bows. And
I love that.
He started to walk, I think, as best as he can up to Twice, up to the top of the pile. So he's like slow climbing with a forearm as he clutches his side with the good book under that arm. And he's talking as he goes, and he's like, could you come down? I'm feeling a little torn up. Is there any way that you could meet me down here? I don't know if I can climb all the way up there.
Oh yes. I mean, I guess now that you're up, I could at least introduce myself properly. And he kind of struggles and makes his way down, kind of half falling at different times. The young is the fact that he seems vulnerable. He seems he's been down here a long time. He's this being, whatever it is, you're getting this sense of ancientness out of him. And so being hits harder in your mind than person, as he struggles down in a very humanly way down this pile of scraps and gets to the very edge of it, and here, and reaches the edge of what are, again, golden chains emblazoned with a coin. And he says, bound with my past, as we all are.
Did you fall too? Did Count Chance send you down here? I jumped myself.
I ask that question to Shy quite often. And suddenly you get a flash of him, probably one of the earlier times when he had just fallen to the well. You see him speaking to that echo. Twice sits cross-legged in this one upon a patch of smooth stone. There is no massive pile of half-written stories quite yet. Idly tapping his fingers against his knee. Shy, are you there? I think you are. I think you always are. He looks sad, like he hasn't actually heard her voice yet. He hums thoughtful. You don't like to speak first. That's all right. I don't mind waiting. You never say anything new, do you? Or maybe I just don't ask the right questions. In this vision, the silence kind of holds a beat too long, as Twice looks at you and says in this moment, I just don't always ask the right questions.
But how did you get down here? I double over with the breath that I'm taking and kind of brace myself on the papers. And can I actually roll a quick perception on the papers of the pile?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Investigation or perception would work.
I'm going to go with investigation. That's just an 8 then.
You see one scrap of paper that says baby shoes for sale. Oh, wait, no, I forgot the saddest part. Never worn. Fuck. That was an early draft. If you're familiar with that little, so some levity there.
I think I look around at half-written and complete poems and songs and different forms of writing all around me, and I look back up at Twice. I guess, how long have you been down here if you can't tell me how?
If you can't tell me how. She said it first, but I can't tell you how.
So you wouldn't know a way out then?
Oh, I know the way out. I just can't take it. That's the hourglass exit.
Parable looks down for the first time, I think, with full awareness at the chain. And can I look to see the depths of how far it goes into the distance?
Perception would just reveal that it seems like it goes on
Into the dark.
Into the dark. The dark is specifically down, and it seems like it's beneath somewhere that massive scrap of paper. You can see just the edge of the massive void that chain disappears into.
I think looking at the chain and the symbols on it and seeing this person apparently bound, I know what it's like to be trapped, to be bound. Is there a way that I could help you? Bends over in pain again.
I chose this for myself, unfortunately.
Why would you chain yourself down here?
I was offered a choice, one that I didn't want to make, one that I had to make. And I made it for good reasons. In a way, I am pained for my past mistakes. And he looks at the links of the chain specifically.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at you in that ancient way again. And he says, it was through asking the right questions and talking with Shy. And he, this time, kind of repeats your earlier question and just says, I think this one's kind of sassy, as he says, if I'm down here, kind of imitating you, mocking you in like a kind of playful way. If I'm down here, do you think I fell or did I jump? I fell. I jumped. And I jumped just rings much louder in the echo. And he says, that's why I'm down here. I think it's your turn to ask.
Parable's actually going to feel like he opens his eyes to that statement for the first time, and he's gonna, I think, accidentally cast Divine Sense. I think it's just gonna catch him off guard. I don't know if it will help him in the moment, but I think his eyes just suddenly kind of glow a little gold in the center.
Absolutely. Give me a perception check with advantage here to, again, spot maybe what he was talking about with the hourglass exit.
That's 21.
With a 21, your divine sense draws your gaze kind of all around you as you realize it's not just the glowing weird water at the edge of the chamber that is the magical thing here. You're noticing now the tiniest bits of fine sand are starting to fill the chamber. At first, it was so fine as to be mixing with the mist and just settling. And you can see on Twice's face a little bit of holding something back as you notice that it's starting to grow with an increasing rate, this magical and glowing sand that begins to fall.
Does that always happen?
Well, the hourglass exit's kind of all around you. It's a bad name. I know I wrote it and I wasn't really sure, but it's kind of it's weirder to say it's the crack in your soul. So that's where you should look. Even if they're all around us right now, this place is really odd. You should just, wherever you feel pain, look there.
Is that sand still, is that, it's getting bigger?
Don't worry, we have a few turns. And he looks towards an hourglass in his hand that he's holding that is currently dropping sand. And he says, as you look at it, he says, don't think about, I have a role, I have rules, I am bound to this place.
But what about you and Shy?
We've made our choice, as difficult as it may be.
Well, what if I ask her, Shy, do you want to come?
Remarkable silence.
Oh.
Notable silence as your echo just falls flat. But you see him holding as he says, we have a few turns, don't worry just yet. I wasn't going to tell you into the third or the fourth, which I think that's how many we have.
Yeah.
I am, for the players at home, I do have an actual hourglass that I flipped just randomly at the table. It was really great for drama if anyone else wants to do that at home. But Parable, I think Twice is this odd and mysterious individual is saying he's bound here, but it was by choice. He jumped, he didn't fall. And he found more of himself by speaking with his own echo. It's up to Parable about whether he takes that advice. I think with that, with your roles, you're able to tell that he insinuates that the way out and through the hourglass exit is to speak with yourself, look into your inner pain, find the crack in your soul, and find the way out here.
I think I look back down at the first poem that I saw about baby shoes. I take a moment to myself and I remember my mom, and I remember things before Count Chance, and that alone makes me burn with anger. I find myself just immediately overwhelmed and consumed by the idea and sole point and purpose to violently, if I have to, end Count Chance.
In this moment, a memory you have been essentially repressing ever since you broke your oath that came flooding back as you go to step up towards your echo. You find yourself in the throne room awaiting the granting of favor ceremony. Just one wish was accepted to be granted for that ceremony. It is one that Parable had refused to make before. 3 times the Count had asked, 3 times Parable had refused. The Count's ire had been severe. Upon Parable's initial hesitation, the Count dismissed his court and left Parable to consider his choices. What was that wish? Why did Parable refuse?
I think it's when I realized the consequences, and someone wished for a child. And I saw the process of what would happen of someone losing one. And almost just as if like an unconsensual adoption would be happening, with where I thought I was generating babies. I was making new souls initially with the wishing. When I understood the reasoning and the consequences of the give and the take, Parable said no.
Yes, this was one where you had caught the Count discussing the specifics of the contract of granting a favor, where it stated in kind of the subtext that, oh, by the way, this is going to be the function of the wish. However, we are going to modify it in a way so that, well, you can't make babies and you can't resurrect souls that don't want to be resurrected. And so, without consent, there's just... Anyways, we're going to have to kill some parents and you guys are going to be essentially adopting. But it was hidden in the subtext, and Parable at the time found it. And the memory hits hard and hits home.
That's why the wishes felt so different. I didn't make any child. I killed its parents.
And just passed them along however it worked. The odds amounts of fuckery that you had to do in the subtext of these wishes, and then your memory was erased, typically upon the wishing of it. And if not, more wishes were granted that day. If there's one thing Parable could have wished for, I think it was this. And you're fully able to tell me no, but I think as you remember the full extent of this memory, instead on that day when you refused 3 times and said no count, no count, no count, you whispered, holding the power of a wish, and said, I wish you had a change of heart.
Almost out of a knowledge that I know that this person can be different because of how well they can fake their kindness. That there's a genuinity they're choosing not a compassion they're choosing not to harness. And I think I honestly say, I wish you would be different.
Beautiful. And as you say, I wish you would be different in this memory, the Count looks at you, an expression that you have forgotten, one of anger, arrogance, indignance, not only as someone who was your master, but also as a spellcaster. You see him rise up in a fury that you hadn't seen this level of poise and talent from him as a spellcaster, as he swats down that spell, or at least the effect of that wish, and you can see it.
I feel like someone shoved vomit back in my mouth from throwing up. I feel like somebody just pushed my soul. They played tennis with my soul. You
can feel just like the absolute torsion of this as you see the wish still with your divine sense activated for the first time now through the lens of this memory. You see it still kind of dance around his head as he has kept it in stasis and at bay, away from himself. Your wish for him to be different, as that was the most severe time that Parable was kept to the book well, as you land, have that memory, have that flash, and the echo of the well calls to you.
I think it's first an inaudible scream, because the realization of, I think Parable knew the mundane aspects of these wishes and how he was killing people to generate benefits for others, and in a lot of different facets of evil that he didn't realize. I think that realization hits him now, and he screams. It's almost a moan of sadness for what he's done. He screams, "How can I make this right?"
Make this right. Make this right. Make this right. Words come to you in this moment as if you've already said them.
The silence breathes between Parable's words, swallowed by the endless vault of the book will, and then it returns, and it does not return unchanged. The path ahead is uncertain. The path ahead is uncertain, Echo agrees. And yet I walk it. And yet I walk it. If I do not, then who? The pause is long, then longer. For the first time, the echo does not answer at once. And when it does, the words are slow and deliberate. If not you, then who? Parable exhales. The weight of his decision presses against his shoulders. This choice was mine to make. This choice was mine to make. But the ones ahead, they will demand more. They will demand more. The echo lingers in the air, reverberating in the hollow chamber. It is no longer simply a reflection of his words. It is something else, something deeper. A promise, a warning. You will walk a path where no answer is easy. You will walk a path where no answer is easy. But still I walk it. Still, I will walk it. The echoes fade, leaving only the distant drip, drip, drip of time passing. And then, just before silence claims the space entirely, you walk it even now.
Parable, your oath is renewed, and you see in a little pile of paper far away from you, you feel a little struggle of a little glowing orb.
Brick, I'll get you, buddy.
And
I dive into the pile like broken ribs or whatever I've got. I'm full head first, hands forward, dive into the paper.
He is like sparking and hurt. It seems like,
oh no, buddy, I'll get
something is
you.
wrong with what looked like just a hunk of stone that glowed before, but you can see now as it's struggling to move in whatever intrinsically complex ways that it could before, it can't now, as your oath is new and fresh and definitely vibrant. He's glowing consistent, and he's not flickering.
Well, yeah, I didn't renew my oath. I imbued my oath. That's
you made a new one.
I made a new one.
Just made a new vow within this well, within this place. As that is, you see Twice flip his hand. He says, "That is the third turning now." Just
wait, where?
I said 4, but I think it might just be once more. That you looked into the crack of your soul, and you should be gone. I think from what I know, that was the way out. That was the way out. And Twice seems to, in all of his ancientness, again, find a weird humanness about him as he struggles to give you more advice other than what he thought was the full way out. Look into the deepest part of yourself. You've just glowed with light. He's assuming you did all the steps.
I couldn't leave without Brick. Brick, come here, buddy. And I lift him up, and he's imagining like a spherical Rubik's Cube of stone with runic patterns around it, just sparking a little bit, and normally vibrant and floating. And I'm like, oh, buddy. And I think the anger doubles. And I take Brick and I put him in my vest pocket of I have these monk robes on that Chance made me wear, in an apron, a leather apron I wore to the Bookwell library that I used, and my cape is torn, so I wrap it around my head like a cowl because the sand is starting to get in the air, and I keep in the folds of those wrappings, I keep Brick close.
As you do, you feel this innate need within your soul to leave this place, and you're called to look up upon the sands that continue to build, and something calls to you, a passage not far up and away, but suddenly something that seems like a way out. I will ask you what that crack in the soul of you, in the soul of this, what that crack in this well looks like, and what might represent the crack in the soul that you've just broken open. As Twice says, what do you see?
I think oddly, Parable sees as if he's standing atop of the book well again. I think he sees out into an upward direction the descents of the book well.
Interesting. Considering another fall, you notice that it is where the sand has been pouring from this whole time, at the very bottom of it. You must climb towards this part that is essentially raining all of this glimmering sand and seems to represent a decision that you've already made. Will you commit to it once more, Parable?
He's gonna ready himself. He's gonna look around. He's gonna tuck. He's got Brick tucked. He's gonna tuck in his book on the other side. He's gonna ready his pen in his chest pocket, and he's gonna walk up to the wall and say, with a lot steadier voice than we've heard from Parable since we started. He was shaky, falling and shaky here. It's like, it was very nice to meet you twice, but I think it's my time to go. And will you tell Shy, I wish I could have met her in person, but it was nice to talk.
He says, as you make your way to a precipice that is a decision that is beyond going back, why don't you tell her yourself? And a coin flips out from his hand and almost meets yours without you even needing to try to catch it. Suddenly it is in your palm. Suddenly, as if even your hand moves of its own accord, it is in your pocket. He says, I've been down here much too long, but she's been down here longer. She deserves a way out. So do you. Good luck. As this gap in space, this reality becomes a blinding flood of blue mixed with a pure bright white light that you just haven't experienced sensorily before. It eventually overwhelms everything and you feel a rush of motion akin to a river, but without the chaos of it. It's all within a streaming one flow, such a flow that it seems more smooth than any river could possibly be. And suddenly you are ejected and within a sandstorm that you have never seen the likes of before.
Like I burst from the sand?
You basically burst from the sand and you fall, we'll say less than 10 feet, no damage here, but it's like a sudden pop into existence from up and out of the sand and into reality and onto the sand. You can feel that you definitely, give me an Arcana check.
Oh God.
As the tug of
magic needs stairs. Magic needs stairs.
Opinion Parable will hold for a long time.
I'm never falling again. That's what was the check?
Arcana.
Arcana. It's just a 3.
Yeah, you have no idea where you just came from. Future Parable might feel that as like spatial magics. This young Parable is inexperienced enough where that just feels insane that you are just suddenly here.
Yeah. I'm assuming that you said there's a sandstorm around me.
Yes, it is starting to whip up. First you assumed it to be a sandstorm, and then you realize it must be the beginnings of one, as it is starting to whip up in full.
Oh, it's getting worse. I look around. I make sure Brick's with me. I check my good book, and I try to open my good book for advice because it's where I log all of my information that I've found in the book well. It's where I keep my thoughts, and it doesn't always give me what I've written, but sometimes it gives me what helps, and I try to open the good book.
You are only able to get at the scraps of paper that you find stuff. Some of them are blank. Some of them seem like you thought ahead.
Like through the effort, they fall out.
Yes. This book has seemed to have been calling to you for a long time in your holes of memory that are just coming back. This book has been in your hands many a time within the library, and many a time have you tried to open it. It seems pleased that you've started a journey, but you can sense the notable feeling of silence from the book kind of tells you that there's more to this path that you've just started.
Yeah, I think it's shocking to have the good book not respond, Brick's not there, and I look at a few of the scraps of paper, and before I even read one, I remember the coin, and I fiddle in my pocket and pull it out if I can, and look on both sides of the coin, just for a quick check. And
on one side of the coin, you see a ring, and the other side of the coin, you see a dagger.
I flip it back and forth between the ring and the dagger, and the ring and the dagger. And I flip it back to the dagger, and I put it back in my pocket. And I pull up the makeshift cowl around my face made from my cape, and I start walking forward, and I count 1, 2.
Cool. We're going to talk about extreme heat rules within the desert and make a couple of rolls here before I describe what you see next here. This is going to be kind of telling for the state that you are in for what happens next. You, Parable, I think, are walking. Roll a 3d4 for me.
That's a 7 total for 3d4.
7 hours in the desert before you see any sort of noticeable thing, and we're gonna do 7 Constitution saving rolls.
Oh no! All right. Ouch. The 19. That's a dirty 20. That's a 18.
Damn. Parable's oath is power in him.
That's a 6.
That will fail. 1 fail.
That's another 6. 15. 11.
11. Anything below a 12 will fail.
Okay.
So how many is that?
3
3 total.
Then I've
so
failed.
far, but
Cool.
I don't know how many
I
times
think
this
I-
roll.
That was 7. No, it was
That's 7. Okay, so 3 out of 7. I
3
failed.
out of 7 failures. All around not too bad. And I will just read the extreme heat environmental event. When the temperature is 100 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, a creature exposed to extreme heat and without access to drinkable water must succeed on a Constitution saving throw at the end of each hour or gain 1 exhaustion level. So Parable, that is 3 levels of exhaustion.
no.
Exhaustion rolls in 2024 rules are just a straight up negative modifier to your roll. It's your levels times 2.
Wow.
So you are at a -6 for your ability rolls, and you have not healed. You weren't healed by that pop out of the well.
Mhm.
It's been a tough go of it, and you have made a great way. But now I will describe what you see.
So I've been walking for 7 hours.
7 hours. I
Okay,
would say.
can I put some words to that?
Yes.
I think it starts as a small count to 10 and a restart. And eventually I start trying to check my surroundings, but it just, every time I look upward, the sand tears at my eyes. You know, I'm starting to notice like small drips of blood that are staining my cowl. So I do my best to keep my head down, and eventually I lose count and I find myself humming. I think it's a song that I don't know, but I keep it to myself and trudge forward.
Parable, as you trudge through the desert, I'm sure at times hoping to see something to change the landscape. Something eventually does. Sun blazes over the hourglass desert, its heat relentless. When the sandstorm clears, at the times that it does, you can see that the sands stretch in all directions, shimmering with hues of crimson, violet, and gold. You stumble forward exhausted, when suddenly, the sandstorm clears around you as if pushed by a wall of air. The next few moments are overwhelming as you find yourself amongst a pack of odd creatures, beings of wind and sand and flame and water. Give me a history check.
I stumble and fall to a knee for a moment. What? Where? I kind of catch myself unaware as I'm suddenly in this group.
With 3 levels exhaustion, this will be a -6 modifier to this roll.
Yeah, I collapse for a moment.
As you're like pushed aside and like feel the burning heat of a flame elemental being mixed with animal-like features.
History? That would just be an 8 then.
You've heard tell of these things. It might have been like in a snippet that you've heard of half elemental beings that were changed by the great wishing that wander the desert.
I thought these wanderers were myths.
They seem like many of the stories that happen outside of the lands of favor or within the desert that connects it to other worlds. They just seem fanciful.
This was definitely in the fiction section.
as you are pushed aside with heat and cold and gentle gusts of wind at times.
I gravitate towards the cold.
These elemental primals walk in shifting patterns. Some beings of air hover above windwalkers that fly over your head, while beings of sand and stone stride in measured steps and push you aside, making way for themselves as if one with the terrain. You know with that check that the ones above you are windwalkers, these ones of the air and wind. The ones that seem to be made of stone and sand at times are sand soothers you've heard tell of. Not all are humanoid, as you see some are animal-like or fully abstract shapes amongst the group. You see one walking boulder that like skillfully surfs the stride.
Hey, get out of my way.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, what? I'm sorry. And I move out of those.
Brick kind of sparks up for a second with his words, like as if pissed off on your behalf.
Are you okay? But he went back to sleep.
Okay. There is a mixture of elemental and physical features amongst all of them. Half elemental seems apt. A multitude of flaming primals, you know these to be flame singers, drift in a loose pack at the caravan's core. And lastly, at the trail of this caravan of elemental creatures, bopping you on all sides, is a group of a few water elemental primals that you know these to be called wave callers. Smaller than all the other groups, they move within a very small pack at the very back of the caravan, hovering these big spheres of water that you see. There's these lines of other primals that kind of, they get out of line and they come up and they take little sips of the big orbs of water that the wave callers hold. The bubble of air is obviously being held by the wind walkers above you. The sands you can see are suddenly just a little bit easier to walk as they are held by the sand soothers. At least calmed. And the flame singers they just don't burn you alive. That's the nice thing about them is they kind of stick to themselves.
They light the way.
They're the oddest of the group, kind of some of them talking to themselves at the very, very center of the caravan, just like almost as if crackling with flame more than speaking.
Yeah.
But I will say at the very end of this motley crew of primal creatures, most of them pay you little mind, except for two figures. These two stand apart somehow, casting wary glances at their own caravan members before turning their attention to you. You catch something in their gaze. But our other two players here tonight like to introduce themselves.
Ooh. Do we scare you? We've been here the whole time.
The whole time.
You want to go first?
Sure.
Hey kid, I'm Phoenix.
Parable's just staring at the water floating above, feeling his parched lips barely heard it. And,
Yeah, you.
What? Wait, I've heard that voice before.
Yeah.
You were in the well.
No.
Yeah, I swear.
Anyway, you can call me Nyx. I'm a big fan of flames. Do you mind if I fan yours, young one?
Nick, sir, I don't need to be any hotter.
No sir needed. Just Nyx.
Mr. Nyx, please don't make me any hotter than I am. I might pass out.
I beg to differ. I've seen hotter.
Parable looks down, like slightly offended. Wish I were taller.
I will say this is, speaking of the heat, it seems to have dissipated. You won't have to be making any more checks for the extreme heat. It seems to have its own biosphere in here that keeps you acclimated to this environment.
It feels like I'm inside.
It's a shame, isn't it? I wish they would just...
You don't like this? This is so much better.
Oh my gosh, that heat. I go crazy.
Are you okay?
No. Are you?
No.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome to the desert. First time here.
Yeah, I've absolutely never been here. I'm kind of struggling to know where I am.
Well, I'm honored to give you a big, warm, hot welcome.
You're very punny, aren't you?
No. Not on purpose.
I think Parable looks around for a second and looks to Nyx and says, are we in the Hourglass Desert?
That's way more questions than I was prepared to answer. What do you think? Look around.
You did start talking to me.
Well, I was bored. A new phase, you know.
Speaking of Nick, can we please hear a physical description of what Parable is interacting with as this odd little flaming, at times, creature? Flame can't help but to escape part of your being as a flame singer. I would love to hear more about Nyx.
Yeah, Nyx the Flame Singer is an imp, and I sort of am channeling a little bit of Gollum energy here. Very hunched, very like meek and gaunt and scrawny and creepy. Sort of like red, orange, brown, bloody, rust colored, and a little like gory looking. Not actively bleeding, but like disturbing, greasy edges of the skin and folds and flaps and ears, and everything's just sort of like caked in grime.
Can I roll insight on the grime?
Yes, you can roll insight on this.
Honey,
this
you don't want to know.
This impish primal elemental who seemed half physical being and has features that hint at an essence of flame gets in your face. Roll some insight.
Yeah, I think honestly, I try to reflect as best I can without the help of the good book or brick on anything that I've read or seen before about this being talking to me, and I got an 11.
With an 11, you rolled
with that -6 too. So
do you think is Nyx trying to deceive anything about this in their interaction? It seems like Nyx came up with like a general helpful attitude. What does Parable see?
Are you rolling specifically for the grime, or do you want to know just a little bit more?
That's a good clarifying question.
I think honestly, mostly for the grime,
Okay.
but I also kind of just look at your silhouette and how you're holding yourself again, like the kind of Gollum-esque creature, and see how you're standing, all of those things.
It's really not polite to stare. If you're wondering, it's soot. I took a soot bath yesterday. They were nice enough to let us stop long enough.
Oh, I thought
So
I thought it was some sort of waste, and
No, I'm clean. I'm feeling very fresh.
Oh, it's like a
actually.
charcoal
Thank you very
bath.
much. Exactly.
yes.
Exactly. Yes. Yesterday it was an everything shower, so it was really, really divine. Also, yeah, sorry to bother you. I just you looked fun to play with.
I mean, I have actually never really played. Parable does quotes, air quotes.
Well, then we're both in for a treat, huh?
You seem so satisfied with where we are.
No. I'm in hell. I wish I was in hell. I'm like in hell in that it's not hell. I really
Like
wish this was hell.
Purgatory?
No.
You've been like being forced to like walk alongside as you have to keep pace with this caravan, at least in a slight amount. So maybe you're drifting back slowly amongst amongst the big group of flame singers, and you're having to dodge all of these ones that are again muttering to themselves in a way that seems like not just primal but also kind of a feral nature. There's a lack of sentience about it, as Nyx skillfully and nonchalantly is able to like guide you around them in a way that like keeps you away from the ones that are most like flaming suddenly out of just instinct. But that is the environment that you guys have as you interact and introduce yourselves for the first time.
The movie from like 2000 or 2001 called Dinosaur. But I'm imagining like when I cross paths with like the front of a herd, and I fell to a knee, and I'm like watching these big beings cross by me, you know, from left to right, and I kind of turn to the back trying to like, well, if they're going that way, I'm going to try to get to the back, and all of a sudden I'm at the back, kind of salivating over this water, but then kind of drawn to get up and walk along with Nyx as I'm being talked to, very down to in almost comfortable way. I mean, I don't not like the company. I'm like, Parable's like, I've never had a friend. Is this what friends talk to each other like?
I'm excited you're here.
I
wouldn't call us friends.
I mean, I've never had a friend, so
Sure, we'll go with friend.
that's great.
In that moment, I think another of our elemental beings interjects along the way.
Of course.
Another elemental being that seems made of wind and air and whatever that is. That's what
Lands in the sand. Lands in the sand.
By the light. Oh my God.
Woo! Ow! Ooh, just gotta stretch the wings. Oh my god! Oh, I love it in my hand. Ooh, Oh, hey there. Oh, man, I know a windswept look when I see one. Who's your hairdresser? Who is it?
What is going on? Does everyone see this? Does that Parable's looking around at the caravan at Nick's? It's like, do you see the?
Yeah, we're definitely not friends.
Do you know who this is?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Oh, well, I thought you never asked. Well,
In front of you, you see a completely white raven wearing flight goggles and a flight bomber jacket with one button undone. And
That is a really attractive bird.
thank you. It's not quite as aerodynamic, but it is very
Oh,
fashionable.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you could hear me.
Oh, well, I hear
Parable
lots of
blushes.
things. I hear lots of things on the wind. Lots of things on the wind. It's so nice to meet you. My name is Morgan. You can call me Moore. I'd like to fly around here sometimes, but I can't get too crazy. Otherwise, I'll fly away forever. But I do hop along here sometimes, and if you don't mind, whoop.
and he more like jumps up onto your shoulder and like
Oh,
one eye.
You're so heavy. Why are you so heavy? You're so small. Why are you so heavy?
So out of the weight of the.
I don't know why I'm heavy. Why am I heavy?
I just threw that at you. Yeah.
I like
It's the goggles.
I like the idea
Leather.
of, because you guys are like, in my mind, wild beasts. You wouldn't be a light little bird on the shoulder. You would be something that, of its own accord, if it needed to, fly.
Yeah.
And you guys can see that the air bubble has to like reshape as another of the windwalkers takes a shift, because Moore has just dropped down from theirs, just with a little bit more style and zest. As you can give me a perception or insight roll from all of you guys, but this is on Moore's behalf.
Parable as well.
Yes.
Oh, man. Perception.
Yes, or insight.
16.
That's a 14 with dirty 20 minus 6.
Damn. Dirty 20 minus 6.
It hurts. It hurts. guys.
It's just a 9.
Cool. 16 is the only one enough to catch what are, even without any sort of insight rolls, just really mean looks from the other windwalkers. Like, whoa there, a little bit quick on the descent.
They don't know how to have fun. Don't mind them.
Okay, both of you seem really concerned with fun. Aren't you not worried about the desert killing you?
What I'm worried about
Every day.
is knowing where you got your hair done. I know a windswept look when I see one.
And he's like more is like up on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Just one eye, like doing like the bird, like look forward with one eye into your eyeball, kind of like looking you around. Like
You don't have too much of any respect for personal boundaries. do you?
No, but it looks like you've been alone for a long time.
Those goggles are make your eyes awfully big.
Oh, these? Sorry.
throws him up on his forehead, his little tiny bird forehead.
Tiny ass eyes. Beady little eyes. Oh. I kind of liked it better with the goggles on.
Okay, well.
Hey, Moore, they're giving you dirty looks. Your other bird people folk.
They don't know how to have fun, okay?
Well,
You can go fast.
Mr. Moore, you wouldn't. You're so heavy, but would you happen to be able to carry me out of this desert? Can you fly me out of here?
Oh, that is a complicated question. Yes, I could fly for that long. I just like this form I've taken recently, and
Mr. Moore, Mr. Nix, would
you're
you?
going to be here for a while. You will be here for a long while.
oh, it's fun. Don't worry about it.
Can I at least have some of the water? Parable just feels his lips cracked and bleeding, and it's just at this point with 3 levels of exhaustion, this conversation just feels like a hallucination.
Always want the water. They always want the water.
Always the fucking water. God damn it. Everyone's always asking for water.
In this introductions of selves, you've been kind of delaying your progress enough where most of the caravan has passed, and you've gotten to the wave callers who hold giant orbs of water. As they just kind of start to hover above you, you see little drips kind of drop down off of this massive. You can feel the humidity in the air. They drop down and then are just sucked right back up into the
Parable
orb.
opens his tongue like when Frodo and Sam are at the top of the mountain and they're trying to get the water out of the water bottle.
Humans, how curious. Humans. Are you human?
I would say that I
We all need water. More. It's been actually a while. Are you going to become one with the wind? Do you plan on that? Windwalkers, they think their heroics demands their respect.
Sir, could I have some water? Sir, could I have some water?
As you speak up, this is, I imagine, a very elegant, like, not looks like a frog, but like her very elegant and amphibian form kind of has suggestions of a frog, but much more slender and tall as she holds this massive orb of water above her. She says,
Miss, may I have some water, please?
A human.
Everyone keeps calling me that. I thought I was a human when I was young, but I'm a halfling.
I'm sorry, dear. Rules are rules.
Tiny human.
What rules? This is the desert. Why are you all here?
Thirsty human.
Aren't you warm? Aren't
The
you?
water stays in the cycle. The cycle stays with us. I am sorry. You are not with us. You are not with the cycle.
Where are you going?
We walk the hourglass path. It is the only way to survive in the desert.
Is that a way out?
In the colored dunes, there is no way out unless you walk the hourglass path. But even then, it might not lead out, just further in.
I can forge my own way, especially with my new friend. Maybe friends.
Can I roll for history or insight on this being in front of me?
Yeah, absolutely. As which being are you looking at? This wave caller?
Wave caller.
Cool.
Yep. Would be an 8.
An 8 is, just enough to get mainly the name you're reminded of, but it's, I think, to your oddly desert-addled brain at this point, it's waves. We're in the desert. Where do they call the water from?
That's so much water. Are you sure I can't have any? Large frog?
Dear, well, I may have had a frog in my ancestry, dear. You must know primals are different and deserve your respect. We are thinking beings. I know the world doesn't think of us as such, but...
I know you think. I've never seen you before.
Dear, I'm sorry. If you keep speaking and reminding me that you're human, I'm going to have to kick you out of the caravan. There are rules. Honey... Do you see one guy who like almost drops like a massive bit of water? Honey, it's fine. Polar, if you give out one more free cup of water, I'm telling you, even if it's within the cycle doesn't just. But they are thirsty. Look,
so thirsty.
In this economy? Yeah, right.
Nix, I thought you were my friend.
All right, I want water too.
The other wave caller is one of bulbous and squat nature, but also amphibian, but with a massive turtle shell on its back. And as Nick says, I need water as well, this one, Polar, it seems, drops a little droplet of water in front of Nick's.
Wait, oh, no.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That was for me.
No, I understand. You need water.
You don't want to see what happens if I don't get my water. You just
Wait,
got here. No offense, but
what happens?
I just said you don't want to know. You don't want to see. It's bad.
Knowledge is always good.
In due time.
He goes crazy.
Hey.
Oop.
You go crazy too.
Mr. Moore.
I just get big and flowy and windy and
Oh yeah, and what do I get?
what's the word? Unable to control.
Right.
But in like a fun and fresh way.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like the wings just like up and animated, talking and like flipping around the whole time.
Yes.
Polar, can I get a drop of that? Can I get a drop of that?
Yeah, absolutely. When was your last? You just got off of shift.
Yeah.
You're up for 2. You're up for 2. 2 drops.
2 for 2.
This is torture.
Moore takes the drop, and it's like a bird at a bird bath. It kind of like dips his head into it.
Wait, the
like,
Oh, here.
and like does the little like bird feather shake off, and like I'm still on Parable's shoulder, so maybe I get like a mist on his face
I
or
just feel a little
something.
mist. I'm like, oh, I guess that's nice. I look around at these seemingly elemental beings of fire, water, and wind, and sand, and earth, and I turn back to Nyx and Moore in front of me. And you look different than them. From everything that I feel on the inside, I don't think I need to go with them, but would you come with me?
What do you think, Moore?
I mean, these guys have been kind of boring the last couple nights, days and nights.
Bored.
I know we haven't really gotten along either, but I do think we can agree on the fact that these guys are boring.
Could you help me out of this desert?
Oh, I can't make a promise there.
Well,
It's not really a contract or anything. I would never bind you to anything. It would be something that I'd do with you for fun.
Fun.
Parable tries to persuade.
Well, if we do go, I can protect us. I will always protect us. We might need water at some point.
Can we take some of that?
Polar looks and says, "Don't you have a shift to do with the big airball?
Oh, yeah. I can talk to my guy.
Don't you have the flame singers? You're the best at taking care of them. They're all so close to madness, Nyx. You guys are gonna leave?
Oh, now you want my help. Let him go mad.
Everyone's talking about madness and going crazy.
It's only a matter of time for you.
Is that something I need to be worried about?
Oh, yeah.
Why? What makes you go mad in this place?
What
Dear,
doesn't?
we're all mad here, as the other elegant one. By the way, my name's Mira, and indeed, I too am uncertain if any of this is quite real. I was once, as you can see, not quite what I am now, as her being is, now that you're close and looking at it, a lot of just like shaped water.
Mm.
The joints being like crystallized ice,
Mm.
but almost nearly 73% of her is just literally just water. Or it's like her face and one arm that is amphibian.
I look at her longingly, almost like accidentally, lustfully.
Yeah, I don't like how you're looking like that.
Huh? Excuse what?
You're looking at me
His
like,
top button just pops open.
just here, fine. Just here, have a drink. As she drops one droplet of water from the water above and drops it on Parable. But
I imagine it falls and then whips right back up because I can't have it.
As I was gonna say, as it falls, give me a sleight of hand check as a gust of wind seems to try to take it away from, as one of the windwalkers catches sight of this, and
That would be just a 7.
with a 7 you are well, I will roll this. I imagine it won't. With a dirty 20, the gust of wind catches it and slips it right back up, and Polar says, "Mira, look at that. You thought I was the one that was going to share water." He was looking at me in a way that I just didn't like. I was just trying to get him. Anyways, I don't want to be the one to kick him out, and the Windwalker's going to come do it anyways.
We'll catch up to you in like 2 to 8 business years.
Years?
You're not going to come.
Well, see, here's the trick. I'm all for the wind is vast, the wind is free, the wind is moving. Always down to follow the wind. We do need to survive.
It's like tomorrow's problem.
Right. But, I'm not as accustomed at going crazy as you are, Nyx.
Where'd all your confidence go?
Well, I like water. I like water a lot.
Right, me too.
And I feel like we should stay.
Oh.
Not because... See, I stay in the caravan, I take a shift, they let me have my water, and I survive. And I like my wings, I like my feathers, I love this new jacket. And I don't know, 1 vote for staying. We can protect him. Here, what's your name, small human?
My name is Parable Parsi.
Parable parched.
Parable parched.
I mean, at this
Parched,
point, yes.
Parched,
Parable parched is fine if you want to call me that.
Parable perch. I love it here.
I think Parable at this point is feeling, because I didn't really imagine it as like a solid barrier, starting to feel the strain of the desert starting to creep in on him as the protection moves away with the caravan. And I think he's going to make a choice right now because it hits him in the stomach as he had to say his name, and where he's heard his name the most is out of Count Chance's mouth. And even in just announcing himself, he thinks of Count Chance and he's like, I don't know what I can promise you, but I have somewhere to be, and I'd love for you to come with me. I don't want to be alone. I'm tired of being alone. And I want to let the world know that they don't have to be alone either. That starts with one thing. And I need to go do that right now. And he starts standing and walking into the heat of the desert. He looks at Moore on his shoulder and says, Mr. Moore, you can stay with me if you'd like. Nyx, I think it'd be a good time if you wanted to leave those losers.
Ah,
And
yes.
he says that as under his breath. as best he can.
Nice. Nyx and Moore, give me a persuasion check here.
Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah, you can roll persuasion. This is basically for how you've impacted the caravan and who might offer aid.
Nat 1.
Damn.
19.
Oh,
So-
might be a choice.
Depending on how you're going off of these first impressions, Nyx might seem like a bad guy, but you can see Polar looks towards Nyx and seems sad that he can't help more, and sad that they might be losing one of the good ones as he captures water in such a way as to be like a canteen-sized glob of water that just is thrown to Nyx.
And I think Parable looks longingly at the water and is honest. His thirst is quenched in this moment by the need for vengeance. He is moving forward and wants to, if anything, he looks down at his hand and sees some of the blood on the back of his hand. He drinks that and he keeps moving forward.
That's insane. I'll tell you, actually, roll free, that this is kind of a gift to the primal beings who, as you heard earlier, mentioned bad things should they not get water. And so you've given, as it would be for many things, but these elemental beings seem to need it as much, if not more than you.
I think Parable finds a little bit of the resolve that's building in this moment. As Parable feels the heat of the desert start to cross over his face, he looks to the direction the caravan was and rubs his eyes for a moment with his hands and doesn't see anything. I feel like the caravan fades from view as soon as I leave the protection of the wind, and I'm left with
the caravan. As you all leave it, I think you innately have this little bubble of air from the sandstorm due to more doing their best, and you have as the day has passed, night has begun to creep and cold starts to seep in. You have the flames to keep you warm tonight. And I think your instinct may be to rest, but let me describe what happens as the caravan disappears with you gone from its protection. You guys have this small bubble of protection. Night starts to creep in and pass, and I won't ask you for an encounter check yet, but give me a perception check, everybody, as night falls.
Yeah, I was going to ask, as soon as night falls, I think Parable would take again, in the establishment of that resolve, I think he would take the opportunity to look up for the first time.
26 for Nyx.
15.
On the 15, minus 6 is 10.
Enough to notice that the stars are beginning to come out, and Nyx, with a 26, more than enough to know and notice that at night it is said, I don't know if either of you have been truly outside of the caravan, when you're not under the protection of the caravan, then at night the sands start to shift and expand. There's an oddness to it where they grow into such a way as it's like quicksand suddenly forming beneath your feet.
Oh, like the universe expanding, like all directions?
Yes.
Oh, that's scary.
Like as if you pressed copy paste one too many times in an animated environment, just suddenly more grains of sand.
It's like reverse quicksand.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like things could, in the next few moments, it doesn't happen every night, and sometimes it's not as fierce, but always do the sands grow when the sun is down. And you're noticing that you guys have a little bit of time to prepare for it, but it would happen soon. One of the common sayings amongst primals, if you're to be caught in the night alone, would be to never stop, because that means at night you lose all of the ground that you made up during the day. You have to keep going at all times.
Parable gets to the top of a dune, I think, at nightfall, looks up, sees what he can of the stars, and just takes the first free feeling breath, and all the pain in his body for a moment doesn't matter. He looks at the new friends around him, and I think Parable holds his good book and brick and says, I will walk it still. I will walk it still.
Fantastic. Walking this path, although hard it may be, you guys set out on this journey. And I think there is a good point to end our session. I think this might be a 3-parter. I was going for 2-parter, but I had a lot of fun in the well. I'm glad we stayed down there for so long, but I'm excited to see what this desert has to hold with the sands ever expanding beneath you.
I'm not.
The color dunes seem to hold many dangers, much that I'm sure Nyx and more are aware of and will be helpful to you along the way, but we shall see next time. Thank you for listening to this flashback fable, which will be part 1 of, I expect, 3 of Parables Flashback, The Sands of Favor. You can hear more on our Patreon if you subscribe. Part 1 is just going to be on the main feed, but part 2 and 3, if you were interested in the rest of Parables backstory, you can find us there. That's patreon.com/DiceSized.
DiceSized.
I didn't say it.